Hello, fellow Hellbound friends. This is Jamie, and this is To Hell in a Podcast. See you there.
You didn't ask for a bird, but you were born. Welcome to planet Earth each day. It's death and more.
Do you and your friends ever have conversations that you know in the deepest part of your soul that you're inching slowly into the depths of hell?
Well, you're amongst friends. At least you'll know someone there. So, how would you describe this podcast?
So our podcast is a little bit like a night out with a group, except a lot less me spilling gin on Kelly over there at the end, at least 4 times. Don't worry, we will share that story. We'll reminisce about stories from our past, but also talk about interests that we have, while the rest of the group is either interested or at least act interested. And we'll cover topics that kind of all groups of friends typically cover, right? From old crushes to insecurities, to a lot of weird and random shit. So hold on. And we'll have special guests along the way, from time to time, like and then Aaron Puljanic over here. Oh, maybe I should whatever. You'll be able to find them on the internet. So Aaron over here, my twin, our sister-in-law recounts plots of movies in a interesting way. So you'll see that. So join our group and we'll see you in hell. You can save us a seat or we will. Whoever comes first, we'll figure it out. Okay, that got pretty dark. So let's leave it there.
Not about murder, but sometimes it could be. A lot of the time.
Most of the time.
Especially when I'm in
So, who the fuck are we? I'm Kelly. I'm the only single girl in this group, and I like it that way.
And she's in Florida. I think that's.
And I am in Florida.
She will be sharing many Florida segments. I'm Jamie. I'm a high school social studies teacher in Minnesota. So, oh God, please, students, don't judge me. Or maybe I'll become the cool teacher. Who knows?
Maybe.
No, probably not.
I'm Erin. I'm Jamie's twin. I live in Omaha. I'm a business analyst, which I know means absolutely nothing. But I also love writing and history. So you'll probably hear me mention a lot of history references. So that's pretty much it.
This podcast is basically for her to a spot to be able to talk to us without being able to leave.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are going to
We're trapped.
Yeah.
Ah!
I mean, why else be on a podcast except for trapping your friends into letting you talk to them about like Eleanor of Aquitaine?
Accurate.
Hey.
I'm also Erin. I am a mental health therapist and I live in Omaha, Nebraska as well.
What the fuck, guys? We got 2 Aarons on the same podcast. So how are we going to do this?
Well, as long as they see our faces and our voices sound different. So
yeah.
I trust our audience being smart enough to differentiate.
Okay.
We'll get there eventually.
We'll trust you guys. Back in the day, we would refer to this Aaron. Say your name for just the podcast listener.
Hi, this Aaron.
This Aaron as Aaron Queen of Scots. So if needed, we'll use that.
You're still on my phone as that. So
yeah. Awesome.
I will not change your last name to Talbert. I don't care who asks. I'll die first.
I know. And then we're typically, Aaron and I are usually the twins as a single entity. So, so we decided in this first podcast, obviously introductions, get us to know us. Instead of introducing ourselves kind of in a boring way, we wanted to start with a segment that we will include at the beginning of each of our podcasts, which is TMI question segment. We know way too much about each other, but there's a lot of weird questions out there, and we can learn even more weird shit about us, and you can learn more weird shit about us as well. So we'll do this, like I said, in each podcast episode before launching into our main theme. So I'm gonna get started with our first TMI weird question. What is your non-human crush? Or who is your non-human crush? I don't know what, who, if it's a.
Well, you get to go first since you asked the question.
Okay. Chanticleer from Rockadoodle.
I mean,
The Elvis vibe. I'm not going to sing the song, so that will definitely make it on the internet and embarrass my students. But that hot rooster vibe.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that hip swivel too, that real like.
Yeah.
Well, and really broad shoulders. I mean, his proportions are insane.
Yeah. He's got like this.
I just remember for the audience, I was an English major and reading Canterbury Tales, and one of the Canterbury Tales, they have the rooster and his name's Chanticleer. I was just like, my mind is blown. I was like, but then all I could do was picture him. I was like, it's a rooster in an Elvis costume.
And he has like a super like deep V.
Yeah. Like his shoulders.
I mean,
and
and
obviously
he's Southern, he's got the accent,
he's from a farm, so he's like a good old sort of boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that is my choice. So Chanticleer, if you're still out there, where to find me. Who's going next?
You choose who goes next.
Yeah, you asked the question.
I'll go with my twin.
You guys know this. It would be Disney's Robin Hood. I mean, he's got the voice. I mean, just beautiful voice, very sexy.
No pants.
No pants. Men.
I didn't realize he didn't wear pants.
No, he's Winnie the Pooh.
Of course he doesn't wear pants. He's a fox.
Yeah, they're all straight up Winnie the Pooh in it. The girls are in full dresses, of course, because we.
Like my mind is blown. I seriously didn't know he didn't. I just had to Google. I was like, "What are you guys talking about?"
No, they all Donald Duck it.
Yeah, straight Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, blowing in the wind.
The lack of pants. I mean, because that those are a dime a dozen, but the voice. I mean, he's just.
What other qualities draw you to him?
So the fantastic Mr. Fox and that. So I have
got a theme here.
You have a fox fetish, is what you're telling us.
Which is real concerning.
Is your husband a fox? Secretly a fox?
So
yeah, I mean, are you sure it's the characters that do it for you, or is it the fox that does it for you? I'm a little concerned.
My next therapy appointment, I might have to like.
And Aaron only makes her husband never wear pants around the house.
Oh no! My mental eyes.
Oh no!
And a fox mask and no pants.
Stop introducing us into her bedroom.
Okay. I'm done.
Okay.
Now, Aaron, you can choose now.
Kelly.
Well, I feel like mine is probably the most embarrassing because he certainly isn't an animal like human. Like he's not hybrid together like, Chanticleer or Robin Hood is, but mine is Pongo from 101 Dalmatians, the original animation.
I have to look him up because I don't know.
He is a solid man.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Here's the reasoning why. It's because I have depth. Thank you very much. It's not about what he looks like, obviously, because he looks like a fucking Dalmatian. He's got a great voice. He's a good husband, mate, whatever. I don't know what dogs have. And he also is an excellent father. He goes across the country to save his own children. And then when he finds out that there are a bunch of other puppies who are in danger of getting killed and turned into a coat, he takes in all of those puppies too. He brings them all the way back to London. And then he's like, you know what? Let's adopt all of them. Okay. And I don't care what anyone says. A good dad is sexy all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I'm sorry, I'm superficial. I just looked at him and I was like, oh, he's got a good smile.
He's a dog, Jamie.
Like their
Well,
love.
he can have a good smile.
Well, and here is just my thought process is that, and think about it. If you are out in the world, like at a park or something, let's say, as if COVID's not a thing, remember those times, and you see a man being cute with it, like their own kid, you know, like picking them up or taking them on the swings, that man becomes instantly hotter to you. And I know that that's true because I don't like kids and I don't want them. And I still see that. And like my lady lizard brain is like, he's a good mate. Look at him being nice to children. Like,
that's why I have 2 kids.
Who's that one? Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. You win. You get to be the non-superficial.
You have depth. You like men with depth.
I don't,
Not
but
men.
in this particular
Dogs
instance,
with depth.
It is
animated dogs with depth. They have to be animated.
Okay.
None of that real 3D live shit.
Oh no.
So Aaron, it's your turn. Try and one up Pongo. I'd like to see you try.
So mine is Mufasa because I have a lot of daddy issues, and he is a solid father figure. But then he's gone like midway through, so he really hits all of the points like throughout life. So, like does a great job, and he's gone. Yeah.
I mean, that
And his voice is hot. I mean, there's a lot, you know.
that
And he's got
proud look.
yeah, and he like when he like goes and saves Simba from the hyenas and he like growls and stuff at them, real hot. I'm into it. Like he's
Yeah.
kind of rough, you know.
And he's got a good angry yell. You know
And
what I
he-
mean? Like it makes you
And he's
feel
a king.
feelings.
He's got power.
Yeah, when he's like Simba, and you're like, oh man, like okay. Even the
Even when
hyena.
he's yelling at him as a cloud, you're just like, whoa, damn. It's like, sorry that I didn't remember who I was.
Yeah, shame, a lot of shame, and it's really good. It really fits all of the
Mhm.
checks all the boxes for me. So
See, I got to learn. We got to learn more. I learned that Robin Hood doesn't wear pants. I didn't know who Pongo was, and now
now you're
Go, I challenge you, go back and watch 101
Okay,
Dalmatians and
I
come
will.
back to me and tell me that he is not a hot, non-human animated character.
he can get it.
I got it. I will.
He
do
totally could. If I was a Dalmatian, he would be my ideal. I would be looking for a Pongo. Just saying.
Where's my Pongo? Okay,
I'll
Aaron,
put that in my wedding vows. You're the Pongo.
no, put that in your
My-
dating profile. Looking for a Pongo.
Exactly. But now I'm forgetting her name. Perdita? Perdita. See?
Mhm.
I haven't seen that movie in ages, but
Is Disney gonna sue us for mentioning?
For mentioning that we want to fuck their animal characters, probably.
We're not
Yeah.
important enough right now, so we'll hope.
use.
But
You know, to be
Jamie,
fair,
we're
all we're
still-
saying is positive things. We've
That's
said
true.
nothing negative about any of them.
That's
So
true.
No, it's
take the
true.
compliment, Disney. You make good animated male characters.
Saying
Yeah.
that they aren't. It would be worse if we were saying they weren't fuckable.
That's
It's
true.
true.
Well, and
That's
to be
true.
fair, Robin Hood does not wear pants. I see you, Disney, and I know what you're doing. So don't
Mhm.
pretend now that somebody's calling you out on it.
Yeah,
That you're all whole and pure somewhere.
it's not like the animators didn't realize they weren't putting pants on him.
They knew what they
I
were
know what they
about.
were doing.
Make a decision there.
Yeah, they're like, ooh, leave his long, bushy tail out. I know what you're doing, Disney. Mm-mm.
Okay,
At me.
okay. Let's please move on. Aaron,
Alright,
Real sex.
my question is, you could take a road trip with any celebrity, living or dead. Have to specify this because a lot of times people wouldn't be a corpse, they would be like alive while driving with you. So it's not like you would be like riding with the skeleton of Jimi Hendrix or something like that. Because I have to specify that sometimes. So mine would be David Bowie, because I feel like he'd be a really good song partner, and then we could pull to the side and have some weird kinky makeup sex. Like I feel like we would cover our bodies with makeup. So I'm down with that. And he was a good looking fella throughout his whole life. So I would road trip with David.
yeah,
Bowie.
what can you pick? Like what era?
I would probably go like 80s David Bowie.
Please, you'd go straight up Labyrinth, David Bowie.
Yeah,
Who are
But
you
that's
pretending?
80s David Bowie.
Is he dressed, please, in his labyrinth?
Oh, absolutely. He's 100%
Paris,
at minimum wearing that cod piece.
What
At
else
min-
would you wear on a road trip? I mean,
Like, I want ruffles. I want codpiece. I'd be okay with makeup. That's fine. I don't
He's
discriminate.
singing the underground song, right?
Yes, absolutely. And
Or
like,
I guess okay, I'm not gonna do any. I don't want to get copyright issues, so I'm just gonna say there, right? But
yeah, because I mean, when we went to that exhibit, we had his outfit and they included his crotch bulge. I was really excited. I mean, I was really pleased that they decided to include that in the tour
you know,
there. So
I feel like
would-
it's like opened up puberty.
yes, oh God.
That'll be
So-
I'll be more next week with our old crushes, some of our puberty.
that booty, that codpiece, 100%.
Definitely.
Alrighty. That
We lost her. Okay. she's
so
back.
I will say, Aaron, you go now.
me.
Mhm.
Who's
I would
the other Aaron?
I
The other
don't-
Karen's already been.
so I would. It's similar to Bo. I would say Keith Richards because once again, yeah, he's a very interesting gentleman, and yeah, Marianne Faithfull said he is good in bed.
So are we talking leather handbag, Keith
Yeah,
Richards?
you have to define.
like maybe
Aaron
like-
and I we did a very calculated study in
Yeah, we
college
studied-
of studying the years of when the leathery starts. Was it 1974?
yeah, it's like around there.
Keith.
70s, like
74 is when they start looking not like super leathery. Please, Mick Jagger, don't judge me. I would still fuck you, but that's when they start shifting and change. They look like more of the old Rolling Stones.
but like 1970s, like Keith Richards in his prime. I mean, knows how to party. So I mean, our road trip, we'd be up all night on drugs, so we'd get somewhere very fast. and yeah, he seems like very entertaining. I mean, I've read his biography, and seems like a very entertaining guy. So
Mhm.
All right.
You choose who goes next.
Jamie.
See, I fucking hate that you went first because my initial thought was Mick Jagger, and now our twin thing is like the Rolling Stone. Like we're all doing like 70s musicians. Well, maybe because we all want some good sex and some good music.
Maybe some cocaine. I don't know.
No, so Mick Jagger, I would say 1970. Let me Google to make sure 1970 is.
Yeah, I said 70 Keith Richards. Post Altamont.
So he is supposed, 1970, like with the long hair.
That was a thirsty, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
1970 Mick Jagger.
Just I don't know why. Just something about and like when you watch him, just that swagger and the hand motions and when he's got the longer hair and the hips. And so he would sing to me, of course.
Well, yeah.
Trip.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
mostly I'm just curious, like, is he amazing in bed, or is like, because I haven't really heard too much. I mean, obviously he has like a bajillion children, so he'd probably impregnate.
He's doing okay.
But I just like something about him was like just that magnetic energy. Like it's like not like he's like the most good looking guy, but he like is one of those guys. Like I feel like that's like a big piece of my crushes. Like I'll talk more next week. Like they're not like the best looking guys, but they just like
It's that animal magnetism.
yeah, just something
You know?
about like when I watch the Rolling Stones or even when I listen to the Rolling Stones, I'm like can't you hear me knocking? Like
Oh yeah.
like that, like it's like just sexy. So yeah, Mick Jagger.
There you go. I guess that just leaves me,
Mhm.
and I'm really feeling like a basic bitch right now. Because my answer is nothing like that. If I had to take a road trip with any celebrity, living or dead, I would choose Chris Evans.
Oh yeah, he can get it.
He is America's ass, and I believe and agree with that completely. But here's my thought process behind it, and why I would choose somebody like Chris Evans is, number one, he's not so famous that I have to compete for his attention constantly, probably. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, I just think when you were saying Mick Jagger, all I could think of was like John Mulaney did that whole segment where he's like, when he worked with Mick Jagger on SNL, he was just like, Diet Coke, you know, and like somebody just had a Diet Coke there. And I'm like, I couldn't handle that kind of pressure. Like, I couldn't
like,
be with someone that level of fame.
Not funny.
Exactly, you know?
So I'm like, I guess I should ask Aaron, like, this is like, can the prerequisite be that this will be like a fun road trip, or is it like whatever?
Yes.
No, that's not fair. No, you lie in the bed that you make. If you choose wrong, you're gonna have a bad time.
I don't know. Well,
it's like the red or blue pill. You have to make a choice.
I'm guessing that 1970 Mick Jagger is less.
Oh no, he's gonna get panties thrown at him. I mean, that's
No, I know, but he's maybe less, like not funny. Like,
I mean, maybe, but that's my point. So Chris Evans, number one, because he can get it, because look at him, he's adorable, but also because he seems to me, and I know nothing about him. I don't know him, and I don't pretend to actually know him, but he seems like a genuinely nice guy. Like, he's doing this political, app thing to help people be more involved in like their politics and more involved with their like local politics. And I don't know, he just seems like he'd just be a cool bro to hang out with. Like you would have fun going places with him, and he wouldn't like have tons of opinions about it. Like, we wouldn't have to stay in like 5-star hotels, and we wouldn't be up all night drinking and doing drugs, because I'm in my 30s.
I like though that you're embarrassed, where you're like, oh, mine's gonna be so different. It's like, oh, it's hot
American
superhero
guy. It was. I felt like I was the pumpkin spice latte of this particular question. You know what I mean? Like, I was the most basic.
We definitely have to do like a battle of the Chris's question at some point.
What if he wore like the sweaters, like he wears in Knives Out? You could go anywhere with him. I mean you could take your grandma.
I'm just saying, but I feel like he's a very safe choice, but that's important on a road trip, because if the road trip lasts for 2 weeks, I can't handle David Bowie for 2 weeks. I personally know that I just can't do it. I wouldn't last that long. I have too strong of a personality.
Get out,
We'd
Bowie.
kill each other. Do you know what I'm
saying? Or something.
I just thought of another good one, but I'm not allowed.
Well, here, like, I will say this: if I had to choose somebody who wasn't alive, if it was someone dead, it would be Mark Twain, because that guy is freaking hilarious, and he is so biting. He would be my other one, because all I would want to do would be judge the shit out of people with him. It's like, yeah, tell me exactly what you think about Trump right now, Mark Twain. You're amazing.
It's true. He is a sauce queen.
See, the problem is now the crushes part are coming out, where I'm like, Swayze, but I'll talk Swayze next week.
I would like to point out, I do love that all of our answers, all of them also had to be judged on their fuckability. Like, we didn't just choose people because we're like, oh my god, like Maya Angelou, she'd be so amazing to just get to like talk.
I'm not fucking Maya Angelou.
No. They gotta be able to get some too.
What are we gonna do on the nights in the hotels? Like, sit there and talk? No.
Yeah.
No.
There has to be some action involved.
Okay.
Okay, Kelly.
My answer to get it, but like
you can get it with someone else, just not one of us four.
Because it's not with me.
Okay, so I have a completely ridiculous question. I'm not even sure what my answer to this question is.
I know, I'm still thinking.
But my question is, what animal would be the scariest if it could talk?
I've got an answer.
Please go first. I know I'm supposed to, but I'm not sure I know yet.
Obviously a killer whale, because I'm already terrified of them.
What would it say?
It would probably just be like, I'm gonna eat you. Like, but
it's gonna say
the name is appropriate.
Or it's like, I'm gonna flip the seal. Whee!
I hope it's just like a complete like psychotic person.
They're giant, they're murderous, and I don't like them.
Okay.
So
you know what I think the scariest animal would be if it could talk is probably like an alligator or a crocodile.
Yeah.
Only because if you have heard those things hiss,
that's so
like
cool.
Imagine if you were just out in the water on a boat and all of a sudden you hear that hissing noise, but then it starts talking to you.
Hey, bitch.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's like jump into the water. It feels fat. It's like but then that hissy, like, ooh, that'd be freaky.
Like, is that you, alligator? I'm not
I
jumping
mean,
in
I
the
don't know if
water.
that's because I'm in Florida now and maybe like now I have a deep rooted fear of them, but yeah, I'm gonna go like alligator or crocodile.
Yeah.
Good one.
I keep going back and forth where I'm like, hey,
I'm gonna go with any like big cat. Like if they could talk, because I feel like it would be super creepy because they're like super stocky and kind of like they're like creeping on you. I think that would be the scariest because I feel they'd come up behind you and be like, "Hey," and then they would eat you.
You know exactly
So
what I thought of was Shere Khan in the Jungle Book.
right.
oh yeah.
Fucking creepy.
Yeah, like a big ass tiger. He was scary.
Yeah.
He was a
Yeah,
scary
just coming
villain.
up on you and being like, "Oh hey, I snuck up on you. You didn't hear me, and now I'm gonna eat you."
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically like a stalker, murderer.
Mhm.
I mean, I love big cats. It's like my favorite part of the zoo, but like, ooh, they're scary.
I guess the question is, do bugs count as animals?
Yeah, why the fuck not?
Yes.
Like spiders talking?
Oh yeah.
I'm
Have you
terrified.
never read Charlotte's Web? Spiders would be
dangerous.
dope.
I hate Charlotte's Web because I hate spider. Like whenever like the animated piece, I'm like, I can't even watch the animation piece because I'm like so terrified of spiders. So like when they like, again, I have a story like from my first year of teaching when one was on my shoulder and I like freaked the fuck out. Like if it was talking to me, like,
I'm sure
like
like I think you're lovely. I just like existing and eating the bugs that
No,
you hate.
I
Oh my
still-
god, why are you trying to kill me?
I know I still don't like it though.
That is 100% exactly what I think. Is I don't know why I just feel like spiders would be the chillest of bros. They just be like, listen,
you
I'm
are
just gonna
you guys are pro spider and I hate it.
I just
it's
came
like
here
I'm just gonna
fly.
stay up here in this
Yeah.
corner. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna kill some bugs for you. You're welcome. Helping
you
pest control
watch
your
that
house.
show on Netflix again.
I
Like
swear-
I would want to be able to talk to a spider because I could just be like, listen, buddy, just stay out of my room and like don't be up in the corner of a shower because
But you're
that's
gonna
just
trust.
freaky.
But you're gonna
I was
trust them.
like,
You
Yeah.
don't trust them.
what has this spider ever done to me? Nothing.
And they know it can't catch me in a web unless it's a gigantic spider, unless
Oh
it's a
God!
spider
Don't
from
even
Lord of
talk.
the
Oh,
Rings.
like tarantulas. No. No
I would just tell them to earn their keep.
It would also be creepy if like really cute animals like talked and they were like not nice.
Freaky.
Little kitten being like, "Hey guys, like I'm here to kill you."
No, now I want to know, Aaron P., where do you fall on the spider category? Do you think they're bros or do you think they're evil?
No,
Of
she hates
course,
them.
the
In
twins.
college, a spider
My
came
room
into
is
our apartment and then we couldn't find he was like near Aaron's room and so we just
my room. I lived in Jamie I bunked up with Jamie for like a month and
and
then
in the living room. We just gave him the room. Like,
yeah, but
it's
then
your home now.
we came home one day and it was running towards us and then it went into Jamie's.
I like how you say running towards you as if a spider can pick up
And
any type
I
of
can't even like I'm at the point where I'm so scared of them I can't like even hit them. So we like throw the shoe at them and then it took over the room and
like as a therapist, I feel like you should probably do something about that.
stop.
No.
It's not therapy. This is a podcast.
Just keep it the way that you feel. But I have to say, I think of spiders as being bros. Like I won't
Right.
kill a spider unless it like gets down into my
Yep.
space. It's like if
That's
you
my
stay
rule
in
with
your
spiders.
corner, I'm
I
fine
don't-
with you.
I
We
don't-
good.
I
I
tell
don't think we can be
spiders in my house, you stay out of my space and we can
Wouldn't it be
friends.
funny if this first
Come into my
podcast
space.
broke us up?
I know
We're
this is
like,
like
we
a
can't-
deal breaker.
We can't be friends. And,
Like, I
no,
can't-
because you need us as friends because we're the ones who can kill spiders for
I can
you.
remove the spider.
That's the part, right? You always have to find a partner who's you can't have two.
Wait,
partners.
didn't we suck up a spider with the vacuum at the cabin when we were like in high school? Didn't we like have to like suck up a spider with a
Did
vacuum?
we
I
do
can't-
that?
Because I can't touch
I
them.
think it was me and Chrissy who had to do it.
I mean, maybe I have absolutely no problem killing any bug. I've yet to find a bug that I'm not able to kill. Like they don't make me squeamish at all.
I'm gonna edit that part to just I have no problem killing.
I mean, yeah.
When
Now
Kelly,
it's about
when
murder.
Kelly runs for
everyone.
office, it'll be that cut part. I have no problem killing.
Wouldn't it be funny if this just became a podcast of which one of us is more likely to be a murderer?
Right.
Me, probably.
Oh,
That's
no.
probably me.
So you're the most obvious choice. Like, so if we're going with that, but like, I'm gonna say it's one of the twins. Like, like.
It
Who would
depends
really-
on what the crime is. Is it a crime of passion? Because then, yeah, maybe one of the twins. Is it a crime of revenge? Me.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be the vigilante.
I feel like this is another question for.
Yeah, sorry. You'll have to cut all of that out.
We
What
gotta
crime would
get
you commit?
we gotta get to our last one.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, do you?
Something that you tried that you would never ever do again, and that's mine would be the swimming with dolphins that we did in Mexico, because they were I was signed up against my will. I would have never signed up. I would have never signed up myself, and then like I was like, I thought I was gonna have a heart attack in the water as we were there, and then luckily,
Yeah, we had to like pull her into the water. She was like, no, 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 no.
Is it because they're a cousin of the killer whale?
They're huge. I didn't realize how huge they were.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
Oh, yeah. They get big.
I can't swim very well. I mean, they could easily. I mean, it wouldn't even be trouble for them to take me down. Like,
I'm sure dolphins are kind of evil, so I'll give you
Well,
that.
I know. And then the most hilarious thing is like at one part you're standing and you like go and pet. And my husband Kevin, one of them like put his like snout around, like basically gripped his leg, like nipped his leg. But he didn't want to tell Aaron because he knew Aaron would just
I would have
be
jumped
like,
out.
totally out of here.
Oh, so he just suffered in silence.
He was
With
like-
his own terror.
Like this dolphin might kill us all, but I can't say anything because Aaron will lose her shit.
all the, because they take the pictures throughout, and like, Jamie and like our brother Kyle and his wife Amy, like they all look like the this is the happiest moment of their life, like so ecstatic to be with these dolphins, and all of my pictures are like pure terror, like even me like kissing the dolphin, I'm just like, you just, my eyes are like, I don't want to do this.
Like a hostage situation.
Please, can it be over soon?
And yeah, luckily it was at an all inclusive, so afterwards I was like, I'm gonna get all the drinks. But yeah, I would never do it again. They're way too big, and yeah, they could.
Yeah, they're huge. I think people don't they're big.
I know. I didn't even realize. Like, I got a little freaked out, and I'm not like scared of whales.
Walking towards it, and they were like jumping, and I was like,
I think like objectively we understand that they are large, and then you see one, and you're like, oh shit, that's actually pretty.
It's like the in perspective, like compared to you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, they're not tiny little fishes in the ocean. They're dolphins.
Yeah, they'd be
They're
big.
fucking dolphins.
They are.
Aaron, you get to choose next.
Aaron Talbert.
Oh man, answer for this yet? Skip me and come back. All right.
I have one.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paragliding or parasailing, whatever we did.
Oh, I forgot you did that.
Hawaii. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's gonna be so awesome, like whatever. And I know I'm like scared of heights, but I'm like, it'll just be like fine, whatever, I'll chill. And I just remember it's like going up, and I was like, oh, not bad. And then it kept going up, and I was like, okay, now I'm a little scared, but I'm like, we're like at the top. And then it kept going up. And the entire time I had my eyes closed. Well, no, I didn't have my eyes closed because I had my hands like gripped the hardest around the things, like that would save me. And I just pictured the whole thing like collapsing and just like going into the water. And like, yeah, it's like way, way higher up than I thought. So yeah, I'm like gripping this, closing my eyes. So it's not like I even saw anything. And then Aaron's ex-boyfriend was like being such a dick and like being like, oh, I'm going to swing it. And I'm like, oh, fucking,
Checks out.
I'm going to die. What?
Said checks out.
Shout out to Sean if you're listening.
We
Well,
all think you're a dick.
don't worry. Well, we have plenty of other things I'm sure we're exes. And next week's episode with crushes, I told one of my former crushes that I was talking about him, and so he's aware of what I'm gonna say, which is also embarrassing and horrifying well, that's a whole other story. We'll talk about it after. But yeah, so I was like gripping this, and I'm just like, please be over, like bad, like really bad sex, except
After I
like-
hate heights so bad, I would have like fainted, passed out.
I like almost thought I was gonna like pass out because like I said, literally like when we were like 1/4 of the way up, I thought that was like where the height was. So I was like, oh, I can
Oh,
totally.
you go so high on those
I
things.
know, and so I was, and yeah, like people are like, oh, but wasn't it so beautiful? And it's like I have no clue. Like I
appreciated none of it.
I didn't see it. I just closed my eyes and just like prayed for the best. And yeah, so never parasailing, paragliding again. Like, oh, anything with like heights, like roller coasters. I've never been on like one that goes upside down. Never will. Nope, nope, nope.
You gotta know what you're into. All right.
Yeah.
True. Aaron, do you have one yet?
God.
I can go next because I do have one. So mine is whitewater rafting. So I've actually been whitewater rafting twice. And the first time I went, it was super pleasant. We were like in a chain of people. So there were like 5 boats or rafts, I guess, all together. It was hysterical because we had a fairly cute instructor like on the back of our raft, but the raft that my 2 sisters and my mom was in, that guy was beautiful. He was a beautiful specimen of a human being. He was gorgeous. And so they, of course, because it was the 3 of them together have terrible luck. So they flipped their raft. But it was in this really shallow part, and like there's no rapids really. Like we're going on super small rapids because it's all beginners. Like there's kids on the rafts and stuff. Sure. But my sister Lindsay literally, like, she laid on her back, which you're supposed to do, even though she literally could have stood up and she would have been in like shin deep water. Yeah. But she just was slowly allowing herself to go down the river because she wanted to be saved by the cute raft guy, basically. Smart. So my first time going was amazing. Yeah. And then on my second time going, it was me, my dad, and then my 2 younger siblings. And we, he signed us up, and the guy who took us was like this world-class kayaker. Like he had won like kayaking competitions and stuff. But we were the only raft, like we weren't in a big group or anything like that. And then when the second instructor, it was this woman, came, she had like a bit of a black eye, and she told us about how she had gotten into a bar fight the night before, which should have been our first red flag. It should have been the thing that made us go like, oh, judgment. Maybe not. But you know how it is. You don't know. And so you just trust the people who tell you that they're experts at it. Like, well, they know what they're doing, so it's fine.
If they hired them, like obviously.
Exactly. So we get onto this river. We're in Colorado. We get onto this river and we're going down, and the rapids are ginormous. They are way too big for us. I mean, like, I can't be more than 14 or 15 at the time, meaning my 2 siblings are younger than that. Like John is only like 11 or 12, maybe, and we're going down this one gorge. Basically, it's sheer rock on either side, and the rapids are ginormous. And at one point, my dad literally, he's in front of me, and he just goes completely vertical. And the only reason he doesn't fall out is because he has his feet wedged so hard into the raft that he's able to like lift himself back up. And me, like a moron, puts my hand under him when I see him go horizontal like that, which was so dumb, because if he falls into the water, I'm not pulling him back up like him compared to me at that time. It's like, there's no way I would have been able to pull him back up into the raft. But so we finally get back to wherever, we're stopping, and we're like, this was terrible. Like, and they should have known, because the river was super engorged. It's the reason why the rapids got so crazy. And they should have known that it was not for beginners, which is 100% what we were. Yeah. And then, then it's like, okay, but like maybe I would do like a group one again that's a little bit more professional, and, don't go with the girl who got into a bar fight the night before. But then a week later, my dad had a coworker, I think, or somebody who used to work for him. He and his 2 daughters and his wife went down that same river. Their raft, flips. His 2 daughters fall out of the raft. So does his wife. He grabs his 2 daughters. He misses his wife's life jacket by like inches. and they find her body down the river. She died
no.
on this same river, on this same stretch of river we had been on literally the week before. And it just like, in my mind, I was just like, this is a sign, like, this is too dangerous and it's not worth it. It's not worth taking the risk, because it was just like, because clearly you couldn't trust the people who were taking you out, because they weren't being honest with them. Like, they should have looked at a family of 4 and been like, yeah, this river right now is not 1 or 2 level rapids. Like, these are like 4 or 5s. You should not be on this, you know?
Right.
And so, yeah, never again. I'll never go whitewater rafting again, because it was like, nope. Sign that was a mistake to even get on the raft. I'm gonna take that one and just
get any second thoughts. That next is like, nope.
That made it go like, yeah, no, don't do it again.
Yikes.
So I think I figured out mine. So I have this weird thing. So I don't mind open water, like on boats. I don't mind being in like a craft, but I can't do it like I'm in control of the open water. I'm a fan. And we went kayaking like on the ocean on our honeymoon, and we were like halfway out, and I was like, nah, we, I don't want
to freak me out. I can do kayak on the lake, but like, the ocean.
Yeah, because I watched that movie Open Water, where like that couple like, gets trapped and they die, and like I know there was a lot of things, like a lot of safety steps that were missed in that. I get it, but I would be that person that would happen to. So this weird thing in water. So hard pass on that. And we made it was super pretty, and like our tour guide was taking us and stuff, and it was like in Mexico, and I was like, nah, we're gonna go back. I'm gonna go in the pool, maybe sit on the beach. Like I don't wanna.
Yep. I'm like beach, drinks.
Yeah. I don't mind being on a boat. Like I don't mind being in a vessel that like another person is controlling. That does not bother me. It's just like I don't want, when it comes down to like life or death, I don't want it to be like me paddling the wrong way means that we die. Like I don't want that. I can't handle that.
Too much pressure.
Like nowhere. You might not know where to go. Like even like I was thinking about that. I think it was just a couple months ago. It could be a year ago. I don't know. The time, what is time?
Right now,
that Kennedy.
Yeah,
in the Chesapeake Bay, but like they hopped into a canoe just to get like a ball that had fallen out, and then it got pushed out like into the further part of the bay, and like.
And every time I hear one of those things, I'm like, yep. Because and the chick from like Glee too. So every time I hear one of those things, I'm like, my fear of open water is founded.
I validated on things.
Well, and I think that's one of the big things about the ocean. And obviously, living in Florida, I'm not a naturally born Floridian. I moved here from the Midwest, which is totally landlocked. And so
then also.
Right. So I literally I respect the ocean, and I also respect that I have no idea what I'm doing in it when it, because that's just the thing, is that too many people are like, oh yeah, well people, they surf or they paraglide or whatever out in the ocean and they're always totally fine. And it's like, yeah, but like if something were to go wrong and you have no idea what to do in the ocean when something goes wrong, it's like, you're totally fine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like the only people who survive ocean accidents are people who actually know what the hell they're doing in the ocean,
That terrifies me the most. Like anything like ocean, like. And
we watched like this Dateline special about this kid getting like sucked up in a riptide and stuff. So it's just always like stuck in my brain that like the ocean is a harshness.
Well, and
I just don't.
They have signs down here all over the place about watching out for riptides and having to, watch, because like the lifeguard towers here, they have like a flag system, and like a red flag day is like a no-go. You can't go out into the water kind of thing, but it's like, it's just crazy. I mean, the ocean is a scary, scary place. I mean, it's beautiful and I love it and I love being in it and love being next to it, but it's scary. You have to know what you're doing. Otherwise it's extremely dangerous.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
Just to summarize, this podcast is anti-spider, not anti-ocean.
Only 50% anti-spider.
Okay, we are not anti-spider.
I'm going to just change it up. I'm going to take control of that. What was that?
Anti-dolphin, anti-killer whale.
That's just
throwing all the things that we do not support. So I think we're pretty much ready to talk about what next week holds. So next week, this is very much like sleepover talk. So I'm super excited about this. We're talking crushes, old crushes, popular culture, or real life crushes. So that should be good. So we'll do a quick little preview to get you excited about what you might be hearing about that for next week. So for me, in my brain thinking that I was in a off-brand version of The Office romance.
Just saying, Brady Bunch. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, I guess mine is going to be the celebrity crush that sort of begun my sexual awakening as a young girl.
Mine too. It's the puberty
Yes.
starter. It's the
Right.
puberty awakener. The one that like really like stoked the fires that like, oh no, I want a man.
It's like I know what I am
Yeah.
now
I'm a
and what I
boy.
want.
Yeah, no more boys without any body hair. I want this man right here.
Problem is I already had my ideas like thought of like these real crushes, and I'll keep one, but now I'm like I've got like Patrick Swayze like just in my brain now. Got Swayze.
I think we all loved Patrick Swayze at one point. That butt is A+.
And the hair.
But like that, I like. Okay, no, I can't. We can't talk about it now because that's next week. So Kelly, do you want to sign us, or do we? No, do we get everybody?
Yeah, I think that was everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kelly, you want to?
All right. So thanks for joining us this week, and we'll see you in hell sooner or later, bitches.
Yeah.
You didn't ask for a bird, but you were born. Welcome to planet Earth each day. It's definitely more.